think the trends, and as yet they are still trends, have surprised everybody. All the polls had put Hillary Clinton at least 3 or 4 or more percent points ahead of Donald Trump. And right now we have a situation in which he has 32 more delegates than Mrs. Clinton does. He's at 247, and 270 is the magic number. But there are still 50 delegates open, because there are 4 states where the result has not been declared in favor of either candidate yet. In 3 of those, and 45 seats, that is 45 delegates, Trump is leading. Hillary Clinton is leading only in the state of New Hampshire, which has only 4 delegates. So as of now, it looks like he is well ahead and really probably the winner. Odds have shifted to 95% in favor of Trump from being against him. But I would say that this is a big surprise in terms of the failure of polls to predict the outcome. I think under President Trump, some policy directions have been enunciated. For instance, he has said that he will abolish Obamacare on the first day of his presidency. Now, Obamacare, which is the health insurance that President Obama brought in, concerns pharmaceutical, medical, and insurance cover something like 10% of the US economy. So whether or not he cancels the existing insurance system on the first day of his presidency, what it does mean is that there will be a big change brought into the way insurance is extended to the poor in America, and that will be a big shift. It will also have implications for India's pharmaceutical companies, because the generics that we supply will be affected, and in fact pharma companies have already been losing share value in the last few days. The other thing that we should expect is a big change in the taxation structures in the United States. He has spoken about lowering taxes on the rich and lowering corporate taxes in the United States to bring them down to as little as 15%. That will be a big change within the United States. It may immediately promote a certain level of foreign direct investment, of which America is already the largest recipient. He has also spoken against the Fed chairman, Janet Yellen, for keeping interest rates high. We should expect that there will be a change in the appointments to the Fed, and that interest rates are likely to be brought down in the near future. There will also be other foreign policy changes. These pertain particularly to the NATO assurances to American allies in Western Europe, Japan, and Australia, the East Asian nations, who will be very much shaken up by a Trump presidency. On the other hand, there are some things for which I think we should look at the positive aspects. For instance, his declaration to reduce the militarization of the American interventions in Syria, for example. He has, of course, also said that he will smash ISIS. And there, what may well be a good thing is if he is able to have a better relationship with Russia, then they will be able to together maybe bring down the intensity of the civil war in Syria and have a more effective campaign against terrorism in the Middle East. It would appear that it is not, because one of the factors that has been present throughout the campaigning, starting from the primaries themselves, has been the attitudes expressed against Hillary Clinton, and certainly the misogyny evident in many of the supporters of Donald Trump. But it must be clarified that it is not all the supporters of Trump that have displayed misogyny, and none of those of the Democrats. I think it's pervasive, and it probably is shown by a lot of American voters. The other thing which has been a part of this campaign and spoken about a great deal is racism, the attitude towards African Americans, and that is why it seemed that Obama was such an effective campaigner for Hillary Clinton, but clearly it hasn't had as much of an impact as it looked like it might have, because Trump has also won states like North Carolina with an African American population of above 30%. The third factor that has been important in this election is the kind of remarks that Trump made about the Hispanic populations. Not so much of America, but he claims it was for illegal immigrants coming in through Mexico and the threat to build a wall. Now, we need to remember that there already exists sections of wall built by previous administrations, including Obama's, including former President Bush. But these kind of attacks or criticism of minorities, including women, Hispanics, African Americans, have been a part of this campaign. I think mixed. First of all, of course, everyone will be surprised because we all tend to follow the polls, and we have all been taken aback, even though, like many other commentators, I have been saying in the podcasts that we have up for Gateway House that we cannot rule out Trump, that even though it looks as if Hillary Clinton is well ahead, but elections by their very nature can be unpredictable. But it has come as a surprise. The second, that means that even the government will be scrambling a little bit, and there may be some disappointment since Prime Minister Modi had built up a good personal equation with President Obama, and President Clinton has declared herself the candidate of continuity and would have followed many of the policies that President Obama had put in place, including towards India. On the other hand, the way that American policy will proceed in its actions against terrorism could have a good effect, because that means they will have to tackle the terrorism emanating out of Pakistan as well, which is a big issue for India. At the same time, that might mean that there will also be more interest in Afghanistan, which otherwise is treated by the Americans as a forgotten war. And finally, since Trump has expressed more hostility towards China on commercial issues, talking about a 45% tax coming in on imports from China. This is of interest to us more because of the China-Pakistan nexus, which works against India. Well, there's no question that financial markets, the stock exchanges, the future markets, all of them have been going down. But it is in the nature of stock markets that they dislike uncertainty. And since no one expected Donald Trump to win this election, which has not yet been declared, we still have to see that whether he wins or not. But the uncertainty has already been factored in, and all the stock exchanges are trending down. The same will happen to the Indian exchanges also, who are just as jittery about uncertainty, just as governments. But I think the governments that might be the most anxious now will be the West Europeans, where the heads of government, like the French president, have been personally critical of Trump. And in that sense, I think the Indian establishment has done much better in not making any interventions and not making any public statements on what the outcome of the American election could be.